Chapter 47. So you think you can keep up? Narrator. So our tale tunes to tell the tale of the Battle of Speed Part 3. Facing each other face to face were the Democratic Freedom Warrior trio of Turbo, Insomniac, and Speed Supersonic, firmly stationary to the ground, bitch you cannot move us, all looking 4K Rocket's Knight straight into his eyes, Cassius Flow Killer. Insomniac. Let's put the bullshit to the side and get this party started. Turbo. Reveal hidden technique, for now I keep it no secret. Ignition set Mach 1 bestiary humanoid form. Now these characteristics consist only of two normal-sized wings on his back, and to his back was hearable by ally and foe the voice of Corliss the Magma Phoenix. Now, my angelic admirer, hold on to my shoulders and get ready for a fun ride, for now we both together travel as fast as the speed of sound. Ignition set Mach 1 speed, and of course I trust you know what to do. Narrator. So his lover Speed Supersonic did as he asked. After speaking in a voice so calm, soothing, caring, and kind-hearted were these four characteristics in his humanity. With the element of surprise, the two soulmates disappeared in a flash of a millisecond, then reappeared as at Cassius Flow Killer's blind spot, only for Speed Supersonic to get a touch feeling of his physical flesh. Using the same type of movement, disappeared from the 4K Rocket's Knight's blind spot and reappeared stationary to the ground, but you cannot move us, next to Insomniac in order for Speed Supersonic just to do her thing. After shaking Insomniac's hand with manners and respect, did she vortex swirl all three men inside her left eye into Psychosis Plane Glimpse, her own creation of an alternate dimensional plane of an eternal void of emptiness. After gaining the ability in her right eye, used to be only woman to spectate a battle taking place within Glimpse, she immediately reveals and uses her rank 3 ability, Gravitational Adjustment, standing stationary on 4K Leo Beast Soul's canopy. Skyscraper, bitch you cannot move her. Speed Supersonic. Now I release the gravitational pull within Glimpse, which regularly is set to 100 times the gravity of 4K Jock and Rocks, down to 4 Gs only. Thinking to herself, I give no word to the enemy and trust that my lover, along with his best friend and rival for speed Insomniac, shall and will notice their increase of quickness without having to up their game flight and technique. Do Fat Turbo, my love, and his best nigga, Insomniac, already sparred one another at 100 times gravity inside Psychosis Plane Glimpse. So once the party gets rolling, I trust they both will notice. Insomniac. So I see you back to Glimpse. Turbo, I'm going to remove my hand gloves and perform my coat-like tribal dance. Feed me your flames. Narrator. So Turbo turned his flames on only for them to surround and encase his body along with his bestiary humanoid form, now known as Phoenix Turbo Humanoid. As Insomniac danced, Phoenix Turbo Humanoid caught wind of where his rival was headed, so he pinpointed the flames of a phoenix to course through Insomniac's two open hand palms centered holes. Insomniac. Alright, rank 4 ability. Running high. Narrator. What running high did for Insomniac was allow him the speed of sound in comparison with Turbo's ignition set Mach 1. One important note be the fact Insomniac had to keep a 360-degree rotation of cordless flames that now rotated through his open palms. Turbo. Ignition set Mach 1. Cassius Flow Killer. I see. Let's get this show on the road. Rank 1 technique ability. Bob and weave. Narrator. So were the movements of Turbo and Insomniac visible to the human eye as flashes of a camera's light of a snapped millisecond. Bob and weave allowed Cassius Flow Killer to dodge and evade all the punches and kicks being delivered his way by the duet of two using the speed of sound. Thus Bob and weave was in fruition of the 4K Rocket's Knight's main prerogative as his defense. Now he bellowed. Cassius Flow Killer. Rank 2 technique ability. Sting like a bee. Narrator. Sting like a bee came into in fruition his offense, dancing along with Bob and Weave and Sting like a bee. Now was not only he able to dodge and attack, but to deliver his own back, forcing Turbo Insomniac to quick step back in order to compensate. Turbo. It is quite noticeable the gravitational adjustment that my love Speed Supersonic performed, and probably the only reason we forced him so quickly to up his game flight to a rank 2. I am going by myself. Hypothesis. Cassius Flow Killer be a prodigy amongst those using the speed of sound. I cannot conclude on how, but only deduce that he is a master. I'm going to use Mach 2, so you think you can keep up? Insomniac. Praise be to the celestial heavens. Of course I can. Just tell and let me remove my boots. Narrator. Once Insomniac removed his boots, what became obvious to Phoenix Turbo Humanoid were two circular holes in the center of each foot. Upon their removal, Insomniac began another cult-like tribal dance, now being fed Corliss the Magma Phoenix's flames. And one important note, he had to keep a 360-degree rotation of Corliss flames that now rotated through his open holes in each of his foot. Once attained, did he shout, Insomniac, rank 5 ability, technique, ready or not, here I come. Turbo, ignition set Mach 2, narrator. Now both Insomniac and Phoenix Turbo Humanoid were on par with the 4K Rocket's Knight. On their individual ends were not only able to evade, dodge, and attack except deliver one back. A minute of this battle dance, then came a death-like voice saying, so you think you can keep up? Shinsuke right. It is I, the underworld Tartarus warlord Nobunaga, Shinsuke right. Tell me, servant of Zaya, does your voracious glutton for power? Does your avarice greed for speed? So do you find yourself lascivious for both? Cassius Flotilla. I, Cassius Flotilla, the martial arts specialist amongst all servants, now fiend for this power and speed. Narrator. So what met the trio's eyes was a complete takeover of the Midnight Black Hawk, Shinsuke right with Cassius Flotilla. So in these characteristics, midnight black aura surrounding and encasing of a humanoid type of hawk around Cassius Flotilla with blood red shot, glowing eyes, wings, talons, and razor sharp, and lastly a beak. And what came into in fruition was he, Cassius Sway, right, bestiary humanoid. So you think you can't keep up?